way home from the farm show, and well, we're driving again, so I thought let's do another live stream. And Brock said, I don't want to read the questions, I'll drive. All right, fine. So Brock's driving, and I'm going to read the questions. And I've got my big fancy iPad here, so ask away. We did pretty good this morning. We actually saw most of the show yesterday, more than we had thought that we did. So this morning when we got there, we went through the last 3 rooms that we didn't make it to yesterday, and it really only took an hour and a half to get through those. It wasn't that long. They're not small rooms, but they're not big like the first 2, and they're just not a lot of stuff that draws your attention and you want to stop and look at. You just kind of walk past a lot of it. At least for me, a lot of livestock stuff or just things that don't apply to our farm. So anyway, what do you want to know today? We're doing too many live streams. Nobody has any questions left for us. We did get to meet a few of you, the fans, so that was cool. Had, I don't know, a dozen people or so come up to us throughout the show, and got to meet Brian yesterday, Brian's farming videos, and his dad and BJ were there and talked to them for a little bit. We met Greg Peterson of Peterson Farm Brothers, so that was cool. And we saw the Larson gang, but when they were doing their meet and greet today and the line was super long, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to stand on this line, so we did not wait for that. Mainly stay in the South Wing area. Yeah, well, that was all what we did yesterday, and it'd been long enough that I couldn't remember what and how much was in the East Wing, I think they call it, the other side of Freedom Hall there. But I mean, we're there, we might as well go see it, right? So we did that, then we went back to the South Wing and walked through a few things and looked a little bit more second time. I went back to the Golden Harvest booth to see if I knew anybody there today, and I did not know anybody there today either. So probably met you on 65 going north as we're heading home to Illinois. Yesterday, maybe. We're headed north on, well, we're on 69 now, we're north of Indianapolis. Heading towards Fort Wayne. Get the info for autonomous irrigation. Yeah, so that 360, I guess I didn't get any brochure or pamphlet on it. I had seen that a year ago when they released it, and it seems like a really good fit for what we're doing. Like, our situation where we're using that traveling gun is almost perfect for this. And so we'll see. It's not cheap, but I think that it would work really, really well. The problem or the issue right now is that they're not really making them yet. They're hoping to have 10 systems out in 22. Which we will not be getting one of, I can guarantee you that. And then maybe another 40 for 23 crop year, which would work well because, oh well, that would not work well for us because that field will be beans, but then full production in 24 when you'd be able to just kind of order them. And so in 2024, that field will be corn again. That would be the right time and the right fit. There's some logistical things or questions that I would have about whether or not it would fit and work quite as well. That model they had there and all the ones I've seen running in the videos have been 60 footers, and you want them to follow in the tire tracks from the tractor. And since we're a 40-foot planter, they haven't made a 40-footer yet. That doesn't mean it couldn't be done. It seems like it wouldn't be a problem. It would just go a little bit faster. Or you're not going to follow the planter passes then, but you're on. Doesn't matter. David, the do that. Man, I really appreciate it. Thank you again for that super chat, especially 2 days in a row, man. That's totally unnecessary, but thank you. But anyway, yeah, so that irrigation stuff, it's really cool. It's something I'm going to look into a little bit more. And I did get the card for the guy there, and he was going to pass my contact, or well, he said if I get a hold of him, he'd pass my info to the rep for our area and stuff. And I showed him the field where we would do it a little bit and stuff, and the outline of it, and he said that's exactly the situation they like, because it's not a rectangular field or something that a pivot would work really well in. So I don't know, we'll see. Hello from England. Hi Carrie, Caden, Caleb, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining. Can't wait to go to Farm Progress show this year after watching your video. Yeah, I've only been to Farm Progress once. Is it in Illinois or Iowa this year? I believe it's in Iowa, but I could be wrong. So I probably won't go if it's in Iowa. I probably won't go anyway, but yeah. Have a safe trip back. Thank you. So Brock, does Nathan seem different now that he met his YouTube hero?
You should have seen him. So the way it was set up, Brian and Bob, they were on top of the uniform.
Underfirth had this like platform stage thing set up that was a second story, and then they had some storage room underneath it and stuff, and they had stairs going up that you had to go up there, and they like perched all these Brian and Larson's up on top of this thing. Like, I don't know, it was kind of weird, but
he was
cool.
grinning ear to ear the entire time. We got in line. While we were in line, like 5 people came up to him and, I like your videos, I like your videos. He was just smiling ear to ear. He had the nervous twitches when we were in line talking to him. It was funny.
So obviously, if you go where the YouTube fans gather, there's more likely to recognize people that are on YouTube, right? So the people who were in line to go and meet Brian, more of them recognized me, or I got recognized more there than anywhere else. That was kind of cool. Yeah. It was awesome. I mean, he didn't recognize me when I walked up, but as soon as I said my name, he knew who I was, and
he started the conversation.
Yeah, he started asking me questions about stuff that we got going on our farm with our buildings and stuff. You know, they're looking at putting up a shop, so they're trying to figure that stuff out, everything. But his dad watches my videos. He knew me when we met him or saw him the first time there yesterday. I was talking to BJ, and Bob was off talking to some other people, and he actually looked up and saw me and came over to me to talk. So I thought, like, man, you make me feel like I'm important or something. But that was cool. All right, where are we at? You missed the flooding in southeast Michigan yesterday. It was really bad. Well, if it's gone, we didn't miss it. We'll see it when we get home. But I have heard that there's a lot of water around, and there's spots down here that the fields are quite flooded. Yeah. Do you have any other field you can irrigate? Yeah, so that is the nice thing about our Traveler, right, is that we're not tied to a specific location like a pivot. We can go pump out of the river in any spot that we have a field that touches the river. And so, yes, we can move, and we have moved. We didn't irrigate this past year because we didn't need to because it rained so much. And it just happened that all of those fields were either beans or wheat this year. That's pretty rare. Usually I would jump back and forth between two. Then we would try and have corn on every other year, and so that I could always irrigate a cornfield. We'll see. Next, we have one field that, if it's corn, that's where we're going. Which is where I would use that 360 rain deal. But there's another one a half mile down the road that I can irrigate there just as easily. Iowa. Farm Progress is in Iowa. Thank you, Carrie. Hello from Belgium. So yesterday we went to the tractor pulls last night, and the announcers, and they're really good at killing time, right? And so at one point they were telling us how they have this internet live stream of the tractor pulls, and there were people watching from 9 different countries. And I'm like, big deal. I had 9 different countries watching my live stream on the way here last night. I don't know if that's true, but it probably is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I've already got 3 here today, right? We've got Belgium and England, and I mean, I'm in America, so I assume other people from America are watching. It was funny though. I don't know if they knew this and they were just playing dumb or what, but they listed off all the countries, and the last one was Georgia. And they made some comment, they're like, well, I guess Georgia's a foreign country now or something like that. Like, they didn't get it, that there's actually a country named Georgia. I don't know. It struck me as funny, but anyway. It's in Iowa. Just a little half mile from there. Cool. I just got my Roundup and Enlist 1. It's selling out fast. Yeah, good. I've got mine bought, paid for, but they haven't. Well, I guess I didn't buy any glyphosate. We already had that. We didn't need any more, but I have not seen my Enlist 1 show up yet. So we did get a few more chemicals earlier this week. I'm hoping to get some more here soon, very soon, because I know that this glyphosate is going to be an issue, big time. Katie! Finally caught you live. Did you stay at the Galt? No, I couldn't afford the Galt House. We stayed at a Holiday Inn. I thought about it, but no, we didn't. So we were downtown in Louisville, though. It was a good time. We weren't in the hotel for very long. Like a kid seeing Santa. Yeah, it kind of was, actually. You're not wrong. I guess 20,000 subs is close. Yes, we're over 19.6 now. I was really hoping that I'd get a shout out from Brian in his video. And maybe he will when he releases it, but he didn't film me at all when we were doing a meet and greet, so I doubt it. But that, I think, would get me to 20,000 in a hurry. But yeah, things are still going well. You know, the channel doesn't grow a lot in the winter when I'm doing shop maintenance videos. I know some of you guys really like those, but things drop off a little bit when we're not in the field and I can't post thumbnails of tractors in fields every day. So I expect pretty quickly this spring things will pick up again, and it'll keep growing. It's just a slower pace. It's no big deal. I did say something to Greg Peterson, who is the oldest Peterson farm brother, when we were talking to him a little bit about, he said, I have a small YouTube channel and stuff, and he pulls his phone out of his pocket, looks it up right there. He's like, what's it called? I told him Border View Farms. All he had to do was type in BOR and it popped up, which I was like, wow, that's really cool. And he subscribed right there, and I was like, and he's like, oh, 20,000, you're doing pretty good. I said, yeah, it's not too bad. So he acted impressed. I don't know. I thought it was cool. Hello from Norway. There, we're up to 4 countries. Is there anything at the show that you saw that you wish you had? Well, that's what farm shows are. They're a list. So yes, indeed, there was. That 360 rain deal. We talked about that a little bit already. And then what else? I mean, there was a couple of strip till bars that I would have been really happy to have. Unverfurth had their Raptor bar there that's pretty new, but I think would work well. And Gladiator, they didn't have a whole strip till bar there, but that stuff. There's some vertical tillage tools that I thought would be good replacements for a Landau. What else, Rock?
If they had a bigger 8R, that'd be nice.
Yeah, they did have a nice 8R tractor, but that was about all that Deere had. Deere's booth was honestly quite disappointing. And I don't know if that's a supply issue and they don't have anything. They can't build tractors or combines and stuff to take to the show. If it was pullback from a COVID standpoint, they didn't want people at their booth as much. I don't know. I don't know what the deal was there, but
very disappointing from
their booth was, I mean, they had one nice tractor, and they had a small planter, and they had some hay equipment and a bunch of small stuff. I know space is limited there, but for a company that just announced autonomous tractors, you would think they would have put one out there, right? I don't know. Seems like something I would have tried to do.
Even Case had a combine.
There was several companies that had combines.
2 big tractors.
Case had a Magnum half-track. They had a big Steiger. I mean, they had a lot of stuff there. New Holland had a big booth. Versatile had better equipment there than Deere did. So, I don't know. Canada, there you go. What's that? 5 countries. Next purchase. Well, semi-truck and a tractor are still at the top of my wants and needs list. So, we'll see. Watching from Arizona. Arizona is, in fact, not a different country. But welcome anyway. Highlight of the show for you. Well, highlight as far as equipment and what was there. The 360 rain. Meeting Brian was the highlight for me. That was cool. And I don't know, I enjoy walking around and seeing all that stuff. It's a good time. So we made some connections with some people from Big Iron that want to sell my tractor for me. I haven't decided if that's a good idea or not. They're an online auction company. But they did buy us a beer last night, didn't they, Brock?
Sure did. Free beer is a good beer.
Did you ask Bob about his gleaner? I don't know if we talked about the gleaner at all or not, did we? What did we talk about?
Yeah, he asked if I wanted to come down and help them.
Oh, yeah.
Farm. I said,
Brock's
if you let me run the gleaner, I will be down there in a hurry.
That's right. He's trying to steal my employees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although BJ, was BJ telling us? Or maybe Bob. I don't know. One of them said that, no, it was Brian that said it later when we met him, that everybody that works for him dies.
Yeah.
So he said, you don't want to work for us. I'm not helping him hire anybody, am I? I don't know the backstory there. I don't know how many people he is talking about, but he's like, everybody that's worked for us that doesn't anymore has died, except for gosh.
He's starstruck.
I know. The old guy in Brian's videos.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? Help me out here, guys. Help me out. He's the star of Brian's videos. Like, he's the only reason people watch. He's not in them anymore. George! Thank you, George. Yeah. He said everybody except for George. That's why they told George he couldn't retire. Yeah, I'd been scared too. Alright. Check out Canadian Farmer. His channel is awesome, but is growing slow as well. I'll remember to do that. Hello from Ireland. There, we're up to 6. How many hour drive is it from Waldron? It's about a 5-hour drive to Louisville, just under. So we're a little under 2 hours away from home now. Hello from Vancouver, Washington. Cool farm show. Thanks. Yep. Thanks for watching. Hi from South Africa. There you go. We're up to, is that 6? 7? I lost count.
Impressive.
How many miles do you run your semis to? As far as when we look to trade them or something, I don't know that we have a set mileage there. That International that we've got is our oldest one. It's a 96 model, but it's got less miles than the other two. It's only got like 525,000, something like that. The Cascadia's got 630 or 650, and the Columbia has 750,000, I think, 750. So we would like to get one that's 300,000 or less, or somewhere in that ballpark, that would hopefully be a little more reliable. Hopefully. I don't know that it would be, but hopefully. Well, as Farmhand Mike at Versatile. So I've seen Instagram stories, and I know that he was there. We did not run into him there, so I was kind of looking. I didn't see him. We didn't spend a lot of time at the Versatile booth, but we did look around him a little bit and walked by it a couple of times. So it would cut into corporate profit. You don't want to get them made. What don't I want to get made? It would cut into corporate profit. You don't want to get them made. I don't know what we're talking about. What were we talking about? Oh, the roundup and enlist. Yeah. Well, then the price wouldn't be so high, right? Did you meet my class? No. Hello there. Cheers from Switzerland. We're making quite a list. George. We got 15 George comments because I couldn't remember his name. Thank you. I can't believe I forgot. Hello from Illinois. You guys on your way home from the farm show? Yep, we are on our way home from Louisville. We're between Indianapolis and Fort Wayne right now. Hello from Australia and Croatia. I'm sure that's more than 9 now. Czech Republic. Ben started planting barley and oats down here. Cool. So let's see. Czech Republic. Yeah, you're okay.
What's the temperature down there like right now?
Well, Czech Republic is in the northern hemisphere, so they got to be heading into spring, but they're probably farther south than we are. Because it's cold here. Where are we at? We're down to 23 degrees. It's getting colder the farther north we go. Imagine that. But yeah, oats you usually plant really early anyway, so. Oh, John Deere, yeah, if they would make their equipment. Yeah, that too. Any offers on your 8300? No, I'm sort of surprised that I haven't gotten any bites on that. Now, I haven't listed it. I mean, I put it on Facebook and Ag Talk Classifieds. It's not like I've done a lot with it, and YouTube here, but I thought that I would get something by now. So the Big Iron people were at the entertainment last night. They were the entertainment, singing karaoke, but we got to talking to them and asked what we had for sale, and I told them I had an 8300 for sale, and now they really want to sell it for me. So I don't know about that. We'll see. Give a huge shout out to Canadian truckers fighting for freedom. Your truckers are going to be on the move next, and we have support from us Canadians. Shout out to the Canadian truckers, but that's as far as I'm going because I'm keeping it not political here. What was the most impressive news from the show? Any new innovations? You know, I didn't see any press releases or anything about big new releases like I have seen in the past from this show, so I don't know if there just wasn't that much. I'm sure that some of these companies had new products there and stuff, but nothing jumped out at me as being brand new, like, whoa, where'd that come from kind of thing. So
COVID's put a damper on.
Yeah, I don't know. You could tell that, you know, they had signs as you walked in that said masks are mandatory for all employees and visitors, and maybe 0.1% of the people were wearing them. Hardly anybody, not even the employees there. But there was also some empty booths that, you know, either had a sign for the company that was supposed to be there, or the company put up a sign that said due to travel restrictions and stuff they couldn't make it. And I wonder how much some of these corporate offices at these companies clamped down on their ability to do stuff for these shows and trying to, you know how corporates are. They don't have flexibility. How far are you guys from up? I assume you mean the UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. As far as you could possibly get and still be in Michigan. The Ohio-Michigan state line literally cuts our farm in half. And it's, was it 5-6 hour drive to the bridge?
Yeah.
It's every bit as far from Louisville to home as it is from our house to the Mackinac Bridge. Do you guys have any hobbies besides farming and fine home building? Well, I don't know if fine home building is in my hobby list, but well, there's a car in a ditch. There's getting to be a little more snow and ice around. The roads are clear now, but you know, that one's been there for a little while. I mean, I have other hobbies and things that I like to do, not things that I do super often. I enjoy skiing. I have not been skiing this year. I went once last year. What's your hobbies, Brock? Brock works 5 jobs, so he doesn't have time for hobbies.
Yeah, fire department.
Yeah.
I get paid for it, but it's a hobby. So I don't really have time for anything else.
I have children at home, so
yeah,
they keep me busy. The home projects are going to continue for a while, I think. We're done enough that we can move in, but we got a lot of stuff to do there. Yeah, excuse me. Let's see. How's the wheat looking? Well, not great, to be honest. We had a really rough fall for the wheat, getting it planted and established. It was not looking good going into winter. We got all that snow a few weeks ago, and it sort of buried it, and then it rained yesterday and the day before, and got real warm and melted all of that off, and it rained, and I think I didn't look at the rain gauge to see what we ended up with, but we had well over an inch of rain before it turned to snow yesterday, and then much how it happens. So not great. I don't know what to expect. We're a solid away from green up, and then we can see what we're dealing with, and hopefully what we got planted is good enough to keep it, but I don't know. The thing is, do we want to keep a wheat crop that we're going to be happy if it goes 70 bushel wheat, or lucky if it goes 70? Or do we want to tear it out and plant beans that we could sell for $14 right now? I mean, you plant the beans, don't you? I think you plant the beans. So we'll see. Brock Zucker, I can't believe he's letting you drive his truck.
He's let me drive things a lot more expensive than his truck, so...
That's true. He didn't want to read the questions, so I let him drive. Although we're backwards. We're backwards on here. Like, the picture is backwards. Alright, watching from Sweden. Cool. List is growing. My wife told me to tell you to put your seatbelt on. No, Brock is driving. My seatbelt is on. Convert the 8300 to a tractor pulling. No. Alright, so I know some of you guys are tractor pull fans. I know that because of the comments you left on today's video. So please don't take offense to this, right? But we were walking around last night at the tractor pull, and as we're leaving or going back to our seats or something, I don't know. And I told Brock, I said, all these tractor pull people have too much money and too big egos. That's it. It's all an ego thing because they aren't making any money doing tractor pulls. And those tractors are stupid expensive. It's not profitable. Like, there's no reason for that.
And there's very, very, very rarely a little fix. Right. If something lets go, you're replacing a new block, a whole clutch,
right,
an entire rear end. It's not cheap.
We did comment, though, that we appreciate their honesty. You know, they named their tractors things like high maintenance or plastic money or, just things that are,
eating dollars.
Yeah.
It's they're all true.
So, I will not be getting into the pulling tractor world. It's not my thing. I've never been a big, I don't mind going to a show like we did last night and watching it, but I'm not going to obsess about it. I don't go to every one I can. It's just not my thing, so. I
will be. I have a 1952 DC case, 38 horsepower. A little cheaper, and it's not as fun, but I will be getting into the tractor pulling realm.
We'll have a pull off when I have 12.
Let's do it.
I'll lose.
Line them up.
I can put enough weight on it to win.
Yeah.
It's like the steam engine. Steam engines are only like 10 horsepower.
They got torque.
But they got weight and torque. That's exactly right.
Yep.
So, what else was I going to say about tractor pulls? Oh, yeah. Oh, another point on tractor pulls. So the farmers that tend to have pulling tractors, they tend to not be farmers for very long. And I know that is not a steadfast rule, but there are two big farms in Michigan that have gone bankrupt in the last 10 years, and they both had pulling tractors, and it's just an easy way to blame, or thing to blame. Who's calling me? No, I don't have to take that one right now. Let's see what else. You ever go to the Farm Progress show? I have been out to Farm Progress once when it was in Illinois. It's been a number of years ago now. But yeah, I've been there once.
Never been. I'd like to go once, but...
How old is Brock?
23.
I don't know what country that flag is. Is that Germany? I think it's Germany. Can't see it very good. You guys should drove down to Daytona for the big race. There you go. We're a long ways from Daytona. And I have a lot to do this weekend. Soil temperature is 41 degrees and air temperature is 50. I think it will grow really good. Yep. Guy from Czech Republic planting oats and barley. Yep. I'd be going if your ground conditions are fit.
Absolutely.
I'd be planting beans. Is your nickname Shaggy now? Somebody says, hi, Nathan Rockets. Shaggy.
I guess I don't get to pick my nickname.
You don't. Enjoy watching your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Fast and the Furious tractor that pulled last night is my John Deere dealer. Yeah, saw your comment on the video this morning, so that's cool.
Don Slama.
See, he knows them all. I don't.
Yeah, he's a good puller. Good puller.
Somebody else went to high school with who were the father and son team. It was really good. Josh Blackburn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mike Cheezick camp.
Huh?
They drive for Mike Cheezick.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon from Minnesota. Love all your videos. Need more lives from you both. I watch your videos every morning. I mean, you're getting a VO a day and a live stream a day here right now. How much more can you possibly watch of mine?
It's a lot of your day.
Taking a weekend off, just so you know. I did start filming a video from today. I don't have much content. Well, you may get a 5-minute in the morning. I don't see you wearing a seatbelt. That's because this is the center and it comes down this way. Stop being safety Karens. Yeah, right? We're all caught up. What else you want to know? Oh, there was something. It's delayed. It pops up there before it pops up down here at this. What are your weekend plans? Yeah, so we're moving. That's my weekend plans. No, tomorrow my wife is going to work on packing up stuff at our old house. I am going out to the new house to keep working on cleaning and little things that need to happen before we move in. More towel hooks and toilet paper holders and closet shelves and all that good stuff. The carpet installers are supposed to be there, so I'm just going to keep cleaning up after that and stuff. My mom very, very generous and graciously went down there today to clean out cabinets and wipe stuff down. But we gotta wash the windows and we gotta wipe some of the walls down and the window sills and all that kind of stuff. Work on my basement floor a little bit more, all that kind of stuff that we gotta keep it moving. So the goal is Monday to spend the day taking all the big stuff, the appliances, the furniture, the beds, all that. So hopefully Monday night will be our first night in the new house.
Yep.
What would you say has been your best farm auction buy? We don't buy... Got the hiccups now. We don't buy much at auctions. At least recently we haven't. Since 2007, I'll say. In 2007, we bought a new combine. We bought that 9660. We bought it brand new. The next year, we bought a new planter. No, 2009, we bought a new corn planter. And ever since then, we've bought a lot of brand new equipment. Like, the farm has done pretty well in the last 15 years. Now, we have bought some used stuff off of dealer lots or private party, like our anhydrous bar, that air seeder, that kind of stuff. But honestly, I can't tell you the last major piece of equipment we bought on an auction. I don't even think I can tell you. Oh, I can tell you. The last time we bought a farm at an auction was probably 2013, something like that. I remember buying one at an auction, but even those are few and far between. But I can tell you, my dad bought the 8300 at an auction. that's probably my answer there. That's the best thing we've ever got at an auction. So it was in 1999, but still. When do you deliver most of your grain? Well, all year really. So we do deliver a fair bit in the fall for a couple of reasons. One, for harvest logistics, to keep things moving a little bit better. And two, and the biggest reason, is for cash flow purposes. A lot of our major expenses come due in the fall, right? So between September and December, we are paying for the following year's seed, a lot of the fertilizer, all of the fall broadcast dry fertilizer, a lot of times we're paying for 28 in the fall, that kind of stuff. We're paying a huge portion of our rent, land rent, and did I say seed? Yes. Seed, fertilizer, rent. Right? Those are our three major expenses anyway, and they're all due in the fall. So we like to keep some grain moving and sell some stuff during harvest in order to have cash around to be able to pay for those things. And then we try and get the bins full, or it depends on the year, but as full as we can, and start delivering usually after the first of the year. But Phil will start hauling in December. Sometimes the elevators will let him put stuff on DP, delayed price, and then we can apply it to the contracts after the first of the year. And sorry, there's a cop, and this car was slowing down so Brock can't get over to get away from it. Thanks, dude. Had somebody pulled over on the median. Anyway, so we do deliver a lot of grain then after the first of the year, January, February timeframe. Phil's hauling corn and beans and wheat every day right now. We have different contracts that we'll have to fill for March, and then it slows down going into April, May, and through the summer months. Usually we don't have a ton left once we get to there, and we just kind of keep trickling it out through the summer as necessary or as the contracts are dictate. But we don't like to have, we don't want to have 50,000 bushels of corn to deliver in May when we're trying to plant corn and beans and do all the field work, because we don't have time. So yeah, most of it goes January through March, I would say. But yeah, that's a big portion of it. All right. Are you going to buy that IH tractor, that half track? I'm not. I mean, it is a cool tractor, but there's a lot more that goes into that decision than you like that tractor or something. I mean, the dealer support is a huge factor for us. The familiarity with the equipment, the technology side of it, the GPS system all matters. The cost of it obviously plays into it. So there's a lot of factors there, and it's unlikely that we would end up with a red tractor. Let's see where we at. What would you use to plant the beans into the wheat, the planter or the air drill? For double crop, I liked using that air seeder this year. I thought that worked pretty well. That said, we've used our 1790 and 15-inch rows before, and I have no problem with that either. So either one of those are good options. It kind of depends on at the time. Last year, because it was brand new to us, and I wanted to try it out and see what we needed to do and make sure everything worked and learn how it worked. That's not the case anymore. I know how it works. So the 40-foot bean planter is faster than the 30-foot air seeder. And if it's already, the bean planter's already hooked up because we just finished planting the spring beans, then maybe that makes more sense. But who knows? Maybe we'll use them both because we got to get it done really super fast because there's rain coming. I don't know. How deep was your well? Yeah, I did get the stats on, and I got the bill is what it was. On well, the well is 121 feet deep. Let's see, the screen is from 117 to 121 feet. They had what every layer was all the way down. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I do know they hit a sand, they called it gravel and clay, from like, what was was it 103 feet down to 121 where they stopped or something. That's where the water is, I'm sure. There was a layer of fine sand, there was some gray clay, there was yellow clay, there was 2 foot of topsoil, which feels really generous. But the static water level was at 59 feet. So once they poked down into that gray, or into that gravel and clay layer, that sand layer where the water is, the water actually rose up from 100 feet deep to 60 feet deep in the hole, because it's under pressure there. And then they did a test run. They pumped it at 60 gallons a minute for 2 hours, and they said it only drew it down a foot. So we have lots of water, and it's going to be just fine. It's high in iron, and it's sort of hard water. That's why I put that water softener and the filtration system in there. But yeah, we got good water. No issues there. Do you plan a backyard on the house? I mean, yes, we're gonna do something. I've got a lot of grading and landscape work to do. Obviously, that's a summer project, or at least the spring when it's dry enough. But the problem with the spring when it's dry enough is I have other things to do, right? So, but yeah, I've got a lot of work to do with that. We still got to get the leach field put in for the septic. Like, we're not done there yet, so we'll see how that goes, and then I can grade around it once all that stuff gets placed. Let's see. March bean planting coming up in just a few days. Is the planter ready to go? No, it's not. Not hooked up, nothing. I could probably plant some beans with it if I needed to. But we're awfully wet, awfully cold, and awfully frozen at the moment. So we're weeks away from even thinking about being able to plant if I could. Did you lock any new crop prices in yet, or should we wait? We have done some. I don't know how much. Phil handles most of that because he's the one that does stuff. I'm not always as up to date on my information on the grain marketing side as I probably should be. But yeah, we have definitely sold some new crop stuff, but we also still have some unpriced old crops, so not much, but we do have some. Phil in a video, unlikely. Have you ever watched The Grumpy Farmer from New York, or Barn Talking from New York, or Rick Borton channel from Minnesota? Ever hear of Logger Wade? Those are all other channels I watch in my free time. I don't know if I've heard of any of those. So that's the thing. There are so many options out there, you know, and they're all good. It's not a bad thing. It makes it harder for channels to grow, I think. You know, I was late to the party, which is why my channel has grown slowly. It's part of the reason why my channel has grown slowly, but pretty steadily. But it's fine. I was talking to Greg Peterson about this. I said, you know, there's so many of them out there. He said, yeah, but even when we started doing this 10 years ago, or whenever it was that they put out their first parody, he said the more he would always, people would ask him about it, and how to be an advocate, to help and to share the message and stuff, and he would always tell them, just do it, just start, just the more voices the better. And that's true, because while you guys that are watching, a lot of you do watch other ag YouTubers, some of you might not, and so we're always hitting some different people and stuff and trying to share what we do, and we all have different styles, we're all sharing a different aspect of it and stuff. So I always kind of wondered what somebody like Zach Johnson, Millennial Farmer, thinks, because he wasn't first, but he was the most successful, and he's the one that got this category to blow up, right? And he's huge, and good for him. I think he's done a fantastic job. But what does he think about the fact that there's so many other people doing it now? Is it copycat syndrome, where he's annoyed by that, or does he think it's great? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's good, but I'm one of them, so right, I should. What are land prices there? Alberta just had 2 quarters go for $950,000 plus. Crazy for here. Yeah, there was a land auction on Wednesday this week. Farm right around the corner from us sold for $6,700 an acre, which for us was expensive, very expensive. It was over $9,000 a tillable acre, and it was not great ground. So, yeah. or if you were to rip all the weed out this year and plant spring beans instead. Oh, I got you. On your what planter would we use? If we were to rip the weed out, we would use the bean planter, the 1790 for sure. Whether we would do any tillage first or not, I don't know. I don't know how we would handle that exactly. We will sell everything or save some corn for higher prices end of year. Well, so my theoretical ideal marketing strategy is to sell a third of our crop before we plant it, a third of it between planting and harvest, and a third of it post-harvest. So ideally we'll have about a third of the 21 crop marketed before April or before we start planting it. And then throughout the summer we'll keep making some sales and market another third of it. And then we'll end harvest and we'll have a third of our bushels in the bin unpriced. Now when I say that, marketed, before planting or between planting and harvest, that doesn't necessarily mean for harvest sales or fall delivery. We can put it in the bins and have it sold for March delivery. That's kind of my ideal, how I think it should go. But you have to always be flexible and play the markets and know when the right time to pull the trigger is. And you have to be able to protect yourself when we have things like high input prices like we do this year, and they're not fun, but at the same time the grain prices are high. So when I lock in $1,500 a ton anhydrous, which I hope I don't have to do, but it looks like we probably will, I darn well better be selling some corn to cover that, because the worst thing I can do is pay the high inputs and then the prices go down and I don't capitalize on the high grain markets. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into when and how to market a crop. Next time you're in Louisville, hit up the pork producer's booth for a pork chop sandwich. About the best deal for lunch at the show. Yeah, so about that, we did not get lunch there. I will admit that. However, when the show ended yesterday, we had tractor pull tickets. Our choices were to hang out there at the show and wait for the tractor pull to start, or leave, come back, pay another $10 to park, and you had to wait in the long line to get out the driveway and then in the long line to get back in, and you were going to be gone for maybe an hour to go find something to eat or something. Or we just stayed there and hung out and ate at the booths that were there. So we chose to do that. And both Brock and I got stuff from the Kentucky Pork Producers Association. I got a bratwurst because it sounded good. And it was not terrible, but it wasn't great. We both got French fries that were the worst French fries we have ever had. They were awful. I paid $5 for these, so I have to eat them, but I can't hardly eat them because they're just not good at all. And so I was pretty disappointed. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was the end of the day and the food had all been sitting there for 5 hours. It's entirely possible. It tasted like it, but I was less than impressed. How far is the project of your new storage building? Right, so that's kind of out of our control. We were waiting on our builder, the people that we bought it from. So we're waiting on them to come whenever they feel the need and have time to do that. I had anticipated them coming in February yet, but I have no control over it. No, the frame is there, all the wood is there, the windows and the doors, but we don't have the siding or the roof, so I don't know. Always wondered how long it takes you to edit your daily videos. 20 minutes. Depends on how long the video is, but like Brockwell got to watch me do it last night, this one, because we got back and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta edit a video yet tonight. Dang it. So we did it about 1:30 in the morning. And yeah, you just watch it through, trim a little bit here and there, and then it takes 5 minutes to process it. And and then I hit upload. So I always told people it takes me about 5 or 10 minutes longer than the video is. So if I have a half-hour long video, it takes me 40 to 45 minutes to edit. If it's a 20-minute video, it takes me 25 to 30 minutes. It's not bad. Live show for you is great. No editing. Yes, that's true. I don't have to edit these. Did you do that, or did they do that?
They did that.
The car in front of us just washed their windshield and got ours all nasty. Let's see. Did he snore, Brock?
No.
My wife asks.
No, he did not.
See, honey, it's not me. You're probably waking yourself up snoring. That went over well, I'm sure.
Nathan's sleeping on the couch in the new house. He's sleeping on the floor.
I'll stay in the house. Oh, yeah. All right, what else we got here? Hey, guys, good seeing you. Couldn't make it to you. Couldn't make the show. How was it? Show was pretty good. You know, it's probably the same as usual, I would say. But, yeah, we enjoyed it. It was a good time walking around, seeing everything. So we're on our way home. We're in Fort Wayne right now. Getting back earlier than we thought we might. I didn't know when we would get to leave Louisville. I was afraid we were going to be struggling to get through everything, and it'd be 1 or 2 o'clock before we got to leave. We wouldn't get home till 7, and that's not the case, which is good. It'll give me some time to do some stuff tonight, tomorrow, not be quite so tired. Should take a nap. That's what I should do. What is the distance you can irrigate with the autonomous 360 sprinkler? Yeah, so that 360 rain deal, I think it has like 3,900 feet of hose on it. So what they would do is GPS out or mark out on a map your field, and then I don't know if they have a program or somehow they would analyze it and figure out where the best point to put the hookup is, right? And so we would still irrigate out of the river, and we would lay enough irrigation pipe to get to the center of the field, or bury some pipe and put a riser so that it comes up out of the ground, and then you hook up your 360 rain to that there, and then it autonomously goes however far it can make it from there. So basically 4,000 feet from that point. But you have to remember, it has to go on 2 axes, right? It doesn't go on an angle. It's always going to go down a center path and then make a 90-degree turn and go with the roads. So reaching the far corners of the field could be a little bit tricky. But that kind of depends on your placement and where your riser is. And I suppose if necessary, I didn't ask him this, but you could probably put 2 risers in, but it would be maybe a bit of a challenge. I don't know. Is your fireplace at the new house fired with wood or gas? It is gas. The fireplace in the living room is gas, and then I hung that electric one on the wall in our bedroom. It's just electric. It's a picture of a fire, is what it is. But it's really nice.
It is.
Good morning from Australia. You're the second one from Australia, so you don't count. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, when we started this, we took a roll call of all the countries that are watching. We got to be up to like 11 or 12 by now. Hey guys, I like all your videos from Kansas. Sure was a lot of YouTubers and TikTokers in Louisville. Yeah, I imagine there was. I don't do the TikTok, so I don't know about that, but I pulled up. Do I want to say this? Yeah, I pulled up my Snapchat map last night, and there was a heat zone in Louisville at Broadbent Arena, or not Broadbent Arena, at Freedom Hall, where the tractor pulls were last night. It was a popular place. Those 2-wheel drive trucks, they're loud, like really loud. Meet Larson Farms. We did not get to meet Larson's. I saw them. We were going to wait in line to go meet them today and then didn't. And I should have made more of an effort yesterday when we saw them. They were just finishing up their meet and greet. And we were at the Underforth booth. I thought Brian was going to be there at that time. He wasn't, but we ended up talking to Bob and BJ. And I saw Larson's come down, and then I missed them when they walked away. And I should have been paying more attention, but that's all right. Bob Brown said he had never met him either. He was hoping to, so. Good evening from Latvia. There you go. Add that to the list. Did you all buy anything? We did not buy anything. Not today, at least. We found a few things, some interesting things. Oh yeah, if you watched my video, I did talk to the Prairie people about an air bar. I also talked to the AWS people about an air bar. I know I'm not allowed to get AWS because they don't sponsor ag YouTubers, but too bad. That's what my dealer sells and what I'm more likely to end up with. Plus, when I talked to that guy at his booth, he's like, oh yeah, I like watching your videos. So he watches, and so I'm thinking AWS, if you're watching, I'm thinking there's a sponsorship opportunity available for you here. I mean, you can't let Prairie have the whole YouTube market. I think you need the YouTube sponsor. That's what I think. Let me know if that works. That 360 sprinkler is probably half price of a Hagie sprayer. Oh, it's less than half price of a Hagie sprayer. I can guarantee you that. But it's more than a pivot, which is the problem. Is a pivot a better option, or is that a better option? I don't know. This would cover more acres than a pivot, bigger percentage of the field. We're caught up again. Where are we at here? 57 minutes. We're about an hour in. Yeah, we could probably end this one pretty quick. So, y'all got any questions? Get them in. What did y'all think of the Trimble stand? Yeah, so we walked by the Trimble stand. I saw somebody getting interviewed outside the Trimble stand this morning. Big fancy cam setup, lights and the whole 9 yards. But I didn't really go in or talk to anybody at the Trimble stand. I don't use any Trimble equipment. I have no need or desire to buy any Trimble equipment, so I saw it. Broke my mount thing. I've been playing with this, and one of the legs fell off. Oh well.
As bad as your kid.
I know. We don't use this one ever. Little tripod thing, but it's flexible, so you can like wrap it around stuff. But it's really hard to get a camera straight and stable, so I don't use it. What would the chances of getting an internship with Borderview Farms for someone studying sustainable farming? Very low. Sorry. I just don't have a need. Brock would be mad if I fired him, and so I appreciate the sentiment and the desire to do so, but I'm not hiring right now. I'm not hiring interns or full-time. I had somebody from Denmark message me a month ago that found out we were having a baby, and it's like, I can come and run stuff for you. You're going to need lots of help. You don't even have to pay me. Just let me come and do it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't do that. While we have plenty to do, some days it's hard for me to come up with stuff for Brock to do. And so the thought of having to give somebody something to do every day and hire them full-time, or even full-time throughout the summer, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. So, sorry. And cool. The Trimble's, I assume. How long was the drive down there? It's about 5 hours. Hope the move goes well. Thank you, David. Appreciate you checking this out and hanging out with us today and yesterday. Yeah. Spent some time today talking to a guy from Grain Handler. When we put our grain handler in about 3 years ago, I think there was one or two other ones in a remote area where we're at. He was showing me their map today, and some of the other people that have put them in. There's a lot of them now. Like, a lot of people have put these dryers in. within a 30-mile radius. So they're pretty popular. The guys really like them, and it worked really, really well for us this year. Like we had that dryer was
on point.
It was great. So free internship. I'm sorry, man. I can't do it. Nice meeting you guys yesterday. Thanks. You too. I appreciate everybody who did come up and say hi to us. It's always good to meet you guys. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this one. I probably am going to have a video for tomorrow, but it's going to be a short one. There just wasn't as much to film today. And then yesterday's got longer than I thought it would. So I'm like, well, I'll do one for both days. And then I published it. And then today I didn't have much. And I probably could have just combined them. But it's all right. It's what it is. It'll give you something to do tomorrow. Watch my video. So definitely not making one tomorrow or Sunday. I am unlikely to make one on Monday. If we're moving, that's not farm content. It's not really house content. It's me moving, and I'm going to be busy. So watch for a video from Tuesday. It'll be Wednesday morning probably before you see another one from me. That said, I told you you weren't going to get one today either, and you did. So who knows? We'll see. But thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Let's see what else we got here. Is canola a crop you guys can farm there? Well, I think we could grow it. I know of one farm up in Michigan, Hasnick Farms, that grows some canola, which he has a pretty big Instagram account. Go find him, Hasnick Farms. Anyway, we don't have a market. I don't have anywhere to sell it. So it would do me no good to raise it because I can't sell it anywhere. So generally when people strike out and try and do something different and off the beaten path around here, it doesn't work out very well. I know of a guy not too far away that tried to raise some hops, invested a ton of money in trellises and stuff for hops, and within 5 years they were gone. It's just kind of the way things go around here. There's no market for it. You can't sell them. And if you can't sell them, well, you can't make any money doing it. So that doesn't work. Time to go watch your video. Thanks. Yep, go watch the video if you haven't seen it. You fire Brock, we fire you. Don't tell him that. All right, see you, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.